Good morning. I hope everybody is having a great morning. I thought I would come on here today and talk about something that I think we all have dealt with at one time or another, and may even be dealing with now. It's not related to skincare, but it could be related to some things in your health or wellness. But anyway, I'm Barb Neely, the owner of Mama's Brown Sugar, where I help men, women, children, and pets tackle skincare issues one product at a time by offering them all natural, raw, vegan-friendly products. And today, I want to address, you know, something that I think so many people are dealing with, and I think it is preventing us from moving forward in life, whether it's in business, in our careers, and just in general, in goals and reaching our goals, and that's fear. Fear, can cripple you in many ways. So I'm going to talk about 10 ways that I think fear is holding you back, in life in general. No matter what it is that you're trying to accomplish or achieve, I think it's holding you back. And the first one is fear of rejection. That's a big one. I think we all, we want to be accepted. And so for many times that, because we have a fear of being rejected, we won't ask for things, and life will just, if we have a business, we won't work the business. We won't ask for, the business from someone because we're afraid of being rejected. But that's all a part of moving ahead, is you're going to be rejected. It also could mean in your relationship, it could mean that you're afraid of reaching out to, new people, building other new relationships, whether it's a love relationship or just through friendship, because we are afraid of being rejected by that person. So we miss out a lot of times on perfectly good relationships of a man or a woman, or even just friends, because we are afraid of being rejected. And the second one, of course, is fear of failure. And that one is huge. So a lot of times, you won't even try anything new, because unless you are confident that it's going to work out, you just won't even try. So you miss out on opportunities. You miss out on moving ahead in a career, in a business, simply because you're afraid of failing. And you're going to fail. I mean, you can't succeed if you don't fail along the way. You're going to fall, however many times, but you just keep getting up and you keep trying, because eventually you're going to succeed. So, that's a fear that is going to happen. We can't prevent it. It doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes as parents, we feel like we've failed, in our marriage, in our families, friendships, you can't get around it. We are going to fail because we are human. And so you have to get over that fear of failing and just fail and fail forward. Just keep moving forward, and eventually you'll succeed. And so the third one is the fear of uncertainty. The unknown. Just, you don't know what to expect on the other side, but you have to go through pain to get to your purpose. And so we can't control that. Only God knows, what is ahead, but we just have to step out in faith on things that we know that we're being called to do, instead of just sitting, hoping that it'll all work out, or worrying about if it will work out. So you just have to step out on faith and move ahead. And then another one is a fear of loneliness. That's the fourth one. So a lot of times we remain in toxic relationships, whether it's a love relationship, whether it's a toxic friendship, even family members can be toxic. So we continue to remain in those relationships. Why? Because we are afraid of being alone. And, so sometimes, better things are ahead for you, or better relationships, but because you're afraid of being alone and you hold on to the relationships that are crippling you, then you miss out, and so of course, that's a big one, this fear of being alone. And then the fear of change, we'll have, that's another one, that's the fifth one, fear of change. So we just won't even try, someone will be like, well, why don't we go try, you might want to try a race, but because, you're afraid of the change, even whether it's a job change, or, a move, a relationship, we're just so caught up with fear of changing, that we just stay and remain the same. And you can't grow by staying the same. It's only by being thrown out of your comfort zone, that you can embrace change, and get over the fear of change. So that's number 5. And then number 6 is the fear of loss of freedom, and so, a lot of times I know there's a lot of single women out there, or even single men, because not that they're not in a loving relationship or they have somebody, but it's the fear of freedom. It's the fear that they're giving up their freedom instead of what they might gain, so they miss out on, a great love relationship because they are afraid that they're giving up their freedom. Their friends may have, told them, oh my goodness, if you get married or whatever, then, the old ball and chain, you're going to be tied down. Your husband's not going to let you do anything. Your wife, why? Because, this is a person, sometimes it's coming from someone who has nobody. They're single, they have nobody, and so they're talking you out of something that's perfectly good for you. And so, of course, we have the fear of freedom. And the other is the fear of being judged. And that's one of the reasons why I came on here with this, headpiece on, or basically a necklace, simply because you have to get over the fear of others judging you, because in life people are going to judge you, just what they do. We've become such a judgmental society that it doesn't matter whether you're doing good. You can be doing something perfectly positive and good, and someone's going to judge you for it. It doesn't matter whether it is. If you shine brighter than that person, then all of a sudden, you think you're all that, and so you have to get over the fear of being judged, because they judged Christ back in the day. Look what he did for us, and of course, who are we? We're going to be judged, and so. I'll probably get some people, oh my goodness, what's Barb doing, coming on here? Who does she think she is? I'll get all the mocks and whatever, but the thing is that you have to step out and be who you are and not worry about what others think, because they're always going to have an opinion no matter what. And so if you feel like getting up, putting on a silly hat or socks or whatever it is, don't worry about what other people are saying or doing, because you also give others the permission to be themselves, to shine. And so, with that being said, just get past the fear of being judged, because you're going to be judged, whether you're doing good things, bad things, whatever it is, no matter what, you can't get out of this life without somebody judging you, simply because they're not bold enough to step out and do the things, that they're called to do. So it's easier for them to sit back and judge and criticize others. So you just have to block all that out if you are to move forward and reach your goals. And so that was number 7. And let's see, number 8 is the fear of getting hurt. If I go and try this, I might get hurt. And there are some real fears that we should fear of getting hurt. I mean, the world is just going crazy. So there are some genuine fears that we should have. But, of course, if we didn't have those fears, we wouldn't even look before crossing the street. We just cross the street. That's a fear of getting hit or ran over. The way people drive nowadays, we should have that fear. But, as far as the fear of getting emotionally hurt, something like that, that's just not, you shouldn't, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have that fear, but you shouldn't allow that fear to cripple you. And so, if you, because of friendship or whatever, because, we're all human, we're in the flesh. So people are going to let you down. That's just the way it is. I've lost a lot of, friends, or whether it's misunderstanding or whatever it is, family members. Sometimes people just, cut themselves off from you, or you cut yourself off from them for no particular reason. It is what it is. So in life we are going to get, hurt. Some people intentionally, and others, they're not intentionally doing it, but it's just that they do. So you just have to get over that and move on, talk about it. And then if that person is not willing to talk about it, then move on, because you can't just stay in that space. You have to, in order to grow and move forward, you have to get past that. And number 10 is the fear of not being enough, and that's a big one. I mean, that one probably should have been number 1, because I think that holds us back in so many areas, even in business, why is this person over here? They seem like they're thriving. Everybody seems to be supporting, the business, then you don't feel like what you have is enough, but it is enough. It's just that maybe that everybody is not meant to be in your circle. Everybody is not meant to be attached and tied to you. So you have to just know, and once I realized that, then it gave me all the freedom in the world, because everybody is not, God doesn't, some people he will remove, some people he'll keep out of your life. And not everybody's meant to be your blessing at that time, but others are tied to you. So you have to know that you are enough, whether it's fitting into a group. You may feel like, oh, I just don't fit. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough, and maybe that you're too good for that group. Maybe if it's a group and they're just, all they want to do is gossip and run people down, and that's not you, then maybe you don't belong in that circle, so whatever it is, you just have to feel like you are more than enough, and get that, ingrained in yourself. Build yourself up every day. Tell yourself, I am more than enough, and God created you. He created you, and there's no one else that can be like you. Others may be able to do what you do. You may be able to do what others do, but there will only be one of you. And God designed you that way. And so you have to embrace that and tell yourself every day, I am enough. I am enough. I am beautiful. I am loved. You have to get up and feed those things into your mind every single day, because the enemy is out there waiting to just jump on you in the mornings with negativity. And if you don't get hold of it in the mornings early, then as the day goes on, then those thoughts just manifest, so whatever it is that you put up here and you think about is what's going to manifest more in your life. And so I just kind of wanted to come on here. This is not my typical skincare tip, but I just felt like it was something that needed to be said, because, fear just cripples us and holds us back in so many ways. Some people are afraid. They have a business, but nobody knows they're in business because they're afraid of stepping out there. They're afraid of what other people are going to think, and I know people probably criticize, what's she doing, she's going live again or whatever, but just don't tune in. Just don't, if you don't like what somebody's doing, then you can just delete them, unfollow them. That's pretty simple. But you can't stop doing what you're called to do just because it makes somebody else uncomfortable, or because you're being judged or criticized for it. In order to get to the other side, if you have a goal to reach, you have to go through it. You have to go through it, and you have to become immune to all the things around you that may be trying to cripple you. Just imagine walking through the fire, but you're not walking through it alone. God's there with you, holding off all the things and the people that could be attacking. So just go forth, do what you have to do, what you've been called to do, and get over fear. Get over fear and just walk in faith. And so you'll get there. So anyway, have a great day. And again, Barb Neely here. And so I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.